Good evening, friends, and I think today is not a very great day for the market. Yesterday, people are saying on the social media, hey, Jai Sri Ram, and today people are saying Hey Ram, you know. So that's a complete change in the sentiment for the market. There are reasons why market behaved the way it behaved today. So I'm going to, before we open the flow for question answer, I'm going to say some interesting data points, and then we'll discuss more about the question that you have. But before that, just a small disclaimer that this webinar is only to understand or enhance your understanding about the market. Investment in securities are subject to market risk and past performance no indicator of future returns. Now, if you look at the data points, which are very interesting, and I have been keep saying that somewhere risk-on strategy seems to be taking a backseat. And some of the investors did ask me, and when I said Bitcoin doesn't look very exciting, and someone said if ETFs are going to come, is it not going to be beneficial for the Bitcoins? So what I've done actually, I've looked at the data of the Bitcoins. And if you look at it, Bitcoins, despite that announcement that ETFs are going to come, the Bitcoins have fallen. From 47,000, it came down to 39,000. That's a point to highest point. But if you look at the point to point, that is from the close of 2023 till 23rd January, it is down by 7.5%. Bitcoins was one of the, now this, see, always data has to be looked at contextually. Bitcoin represents risk on strategy. If the Bitcoins goes up, that means this market is welcoming risk on strategy. When the Bitcoin goes down, that means it's a risk off strategy. So there is a huge difference between risk on and risk off strategy. I hope you understand. So when there is a risk on strategy, equity market should do extremely well. And Bitcoin price movement helps us to understand what should we expect from the equity market. That's a contextual. 7.5% down despite ETFs are allowed on cryptocurrency in the US market. The same market, we celebrated 73,000 on 15 January. That was the first time in the history of Indian stock market Sensex crossed 73,000. But you look at the data. Now we are below 71,000. We are very close to, and if suppose tomorrow market goes further down, we are going to scrap, even test below 70. We can go below 70,000. And overall Sensex is down by 2.6% in 2024. And if after 73,000, if you remember, I made one presentation how many days it takes for Nifty 50 to gain 1,000 points, and if it happens too quickly, too fast, is not something good. So from 73,000 to 70,000, 3,000 points we just lost in 6 trading days. Am I right? And that's the, this is. Now in a way it is good also, I will tell you that. If market grinds more, fine, in the sense it goes down very slowly, it hurt investors very badly. If the market goes down substantially in a no period of time, it's good for the market, good for the investors. Why? Because fall could always also be equally quick. So if you ask me if market has to keep going down, the way it's going down, I'll be more happy. Why? Because recovery would be equally swift and sharp. But if market keeps grinding it, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके पीस के वो करेगा, then rally would equally be पीस के आएगी, वो ज़्यादा तेज नहीं आएगी. So the market has always taught us one lesson: if there is a substantial fall, and of course I'm saying without any logical reasoning, then bounce back is equally strong. And that's what the sense is. Of course, we lost 3,000 points in 6 trading days in Sensex. If further fall from this, will give a lot of comfortability to the investors, right? What does it mean is that recovery would be equally swift. And what could be the reason for that? I don't know. But that's how we're going to work on that. Right now, even though we have not just completed 1 month, but I must tell you that we continue to believe that 2024 would be a sideways market. It would not be easy to make money in 2024. It would not, I'm not saying you will not make money. I'm saying it would not be easy to make money. The way we could make money in 2023, it's not going to happen in 2024. And hence you have to extremely be good. Do it yourself kind of a mechanism versus professionally managed mechanism. There is a huge difference that's going to play out there. And I think those who are likely to do well, which are professionally managed, because they will take more constructive approach in terms of portfolio construct, sector exposure, market cap exposure, and so on and so forth, versus DIY. So if you made money in 2020, don't assume that the similar kind of returns are going to be made in 2024. And the first 21 days of 2024 is clearly given us that kind of a signal. What I realize is that, I look at the data and ask my analyst to get me the data. This is not the first time today BSE 500 lost more than 2%, am I right? Has it happened first time in the history? Answer is no. Is it going to happen in future? Answer is yes. So what is the learning that gives? Because sometimes when the market goes down, the fear factor goes up. हमारा ब्लड प्रेशर ऊपर हो जाता है. It is not that first time it is. I have taken compiled data since January 2018, 46 days, that is 46 times, Sensex and the BSE 500 has fallen more than 2%. Okay? And during the same period, despite that 46 times, BSE 500 falling by more than 2%, it is doubled in 6 years. So don't focus too much on the short-term volatility. Look at the big picture, and big picture can just tell us that yes, 2024 will give a year which will give an ample opportunity to recreate your portfolio. And it will make a very nice foundation for the next bull run in the years to come. The reason why market has fallen also could be attributed to the fact that FIs have completely turned negative. 23,000 crore they've sold in last 5 days. 23,000 is not a small amount. And yet they sold 23,000. If you look at month to date, that is 2024 January, 16,000 net outflow. So till 1st to 17 Jan, and our view again, if you remember, what did we say? The FI flows are going to get moderate. Of course, we do believe for the full year, FI is going to be positive, but do not expect the strong inflow that we saw is going to get repeated in 2024. Indices performance very quickly. If you look at it, Realty, of course, taken a beating, but 4.23. It was up in double digit. Nifty Pharma is holding up very well, 4.09. That's a sector that we believe should outperform. Nifty Infra, 3.05. IT has done well. Not very sure will it continue to outperform or not. But media, because of Z, bank, Nifty, bank finance, metal, they have come under heavy pressure. Both Sensex and Nifty are in the red, 2.27 and 2.59. So both Sensex and Nifty have taken a beating in the market. With this, let's open the floor for questions. In fact, I had this data on the, but I think it's not, I can't see now, of the India Inc. numbers. And India Inc. numbers quarter on quarter, the net profit has declined. Okay, that could be another reason why market seems to have decided to take some profit out. And if you remember our outlook for FY 2025, Nifty 50, the growth will come down to about 11% as compared to 18% of FY 2024. Of course, this is not for FY 2025, but there seems to be some amount of slowdown in the net profit for India Inc. for December 2023 quarter. With this, let's open the floor. Jai Sri Ram, Sunil sir, Lakshmi ji, Jai Sri Ram. Into which sector will outperform? Why you keep asking me same question again? I have answered this question many number of times. I don't know why. Anyway, just for the benefits, capital goods and infra, railway stocks, defense stocks, and pharma should do well in 2021. And will median small cap outperform large cap? Answer is yes. Is railway stock or town all of a sudden the sectors are overdone and they are expensive? Is it right time to choose one stock from railway based upon maybe? Yes, sir. Lakshmi ji, you can definitely choose. There will be corrections. They have done extremely well, so there will be corrections. But the railway stocks continues to look very, very promising. Remember, the amount of capex that's going to happen in the railway is unprecedented. Nanda Kumar saying BJP win is not going to give a big booster for the market since it's already been discounted, whereas BJP loss is going to get affected very badly also. In this scenario, is it as well to stay away from the market sometime and can join back after the election? Is this fair thought? Absolutely not, sir. And I'll explain you why. See, you are trying to time the market, which is practical. So what we are saying, we subscribe to your view that BJP win is there in the price. And hence, do we expect market to go up if the BJP wins purely because of election result? The probability is low. This is all probability. There is nothing called sure shot. So what we are advising investors is that don't remain out of the market. If you want to put fresh money in an installment of one third, maybe a period of 60 days. Am I right? So for example, suppose you want to invest 30 lakhs in the market. You invest 10 lakhs on 23rd January, 23rd March 10 lakhs, and 23rd May 10 lakhs. This is the way you should pay it out, because ultimately market is going to go up substantially high. Whatever happens to the election result, am I right? And hence you should be playing out. So don't play for the short term, play for the long term. And the moment you change your what we call thought process and playing for the long term, it's going to reflect in the return that you are going to make. Saji CMC says, is it profit booking or any specific reason for the last fall of 2,000 points, Bank Nifty and today 1,000 points? I think the commentary with the HDFC Bank has been one of the biggest culprit for the market to go down. Am I right? Even if you happen to listen to the commentary, I think people are saying that deposits are going to become more and more difficult. CASA deposit bank, RBI is warning them, in terms of retail loans and so on and so forth. So that's one reason why banking stocks are. And of course, some reason profit booking is also there, and rightly so. Why should you not book profit? I'll give you a classical example that we did in our PMS portfolio. We were holding one small cap cement company, which moved up substantially high, and we decided to lock in profits purely based on our IP, because we defined the parameters and we lock in the profit. The same way you should also do that. So yes, the fall is because of profit booking, fall is because of not so great commentary or not so great numbers from the banking sector. Ankit is saying, will this stop fall in near time? Yes, sir, it can happen. I said that if the fall is more sharper and more quicker, good for the market, because that gives the reason for market to bounce. See, there is no change in the India's fundamental story. There is no change in the India being a darling of the investors. The only thing what has happened is that market has run up too quickly and too fast, and that basically the overheating. So once that heating comes down, it's like your car, am I right? If you drive car continuously at a high speed, if it will get overheated. The moment it gets overrated, what you do, you stop the car for some time. And after some time, when the temperature comes down to normal, again you'll continue with the journey. Something similar happened with the market since assembly election results were out. So that's why what has happened. There is nothing to worry. When it will stop, it can stop tomorrow also, it can stop after 1 month. But that's not the point. The point is that, are you here for short term? Then you are playing cutting it too fine. Am I right? So, if you have money right now, sir, the reason why you are asking me question, because I believe that you want to invest. If you wish to invest, just divide into 3 equal installments, maybe at each installment after 60 days, and you should be fine. Yes, market can fall further, market can bounce back. No one has a clear-cut control on the market. And hence, instead of looking at the short-term volatility, look at the big picture. And the big picture looks extremely promising. Sarang is saying, please suggest some strategy where we do not miss all the stocks suggested in all Mojo One product across all products and keep stocks to maximum. Please suggest one strategy which we don't miss all the stocks suggested in all Mojo One product across all products and keep the stocks to maximum. So maximum 50 is also very, very high, Sarang sir. Ideally, you should not have more than 20-30 stocks in the portfolio. Otherwise, what would happen? Each stock will have 2% weightage. Some will do well, some will not do well. And overall, you may not create the great alpha on the product. Am I right? So my strategy would be very simple. Look at the company which has come recently, because what our observation has been, the company which entered the list latest has a higher chance of doing very well. And now you say, बस वो company तो exit हुआ नहीं तो हमारे Mojo One से, तो what do I do? You predefine the limit, and that limit could be anything. If the script goes up by 50%, I'll get out, or if the script falls by 30%, I'll get out. Whatever that logic you want to define, put that logic, and that strategy, and start constructing the portfolio. If you wish, you can go up to 50, but I wouldn't recommend. I would recommend 20 to 30 stocks maximum, and that's how you can play with the Mojo One. If you find it very, very difficult, then we do have a what we call Mojo PMS, but the challenge that you should have minimum 50 lakhs, where we will construct the portfolio, we will ensure what strategy you need to put in to create the wealth. Janavika Vihana is asking, how is the alpha and beta defined for a stock? The alpha is nothing but the returns generated by the company versus the benchmark. Just to give an example, if the stock goes up by 10% in last 1 year, the Sensex moved up by 5%. So your alpha is 5%. How is that alpha 5%? 10 minus 5. That means you generated more returns as compared to the benchmark. That is called alpha. Beta is a volatility of a stock versus the respective indices. If beta is 1, okay, that means the stock is volatile, highly volatile. So it's a correlation between the perfect correlation between the index and the script. And when there's a negative beta, that means it moves in an inverse direction. In the sense, if the benchmark goes up, index moves up, this will go down and vice versa. So that's how we say. Beta 1 matlab, the script will move, is a highly correlated. When the indices goes up, the script will goes up. Praful is saying the markets are not in a mood to give easy return this year, and I agree, volatility is the best friend for investors. I have noticed that when there is a fall, our PA significantly falls, and my potential has been underperformed from day one. Portfolio underperformed from day one. I am not jittery about it, but can something be done to protect the drawdown? Also, if you could share your personal investment strategy for this year. Jai Sri Ram. Praful ji, Jai Sri Ram. See, strategy is very simple, sir. And when I say my personal investment strategy, it's the same as strategy what we follow in our PMS. It's not something different. As I said, 2024 will not be easy. and hence you need to take a professional advice, and that's what you exactly are doing, PMS. Now, yes, your portfolio in the PMS may be underperforming for a certain period of time. Is it going to behave the same way? The answer is no. As the market, as we keep forward, as the period, as in when the PMS gets more and more duration, the history of the portfolio gets more and more old, it's going to perform extremely well. So, do you need to get worried? Answer: you are anyway saying you are not jittery about it. But can it be done to something to protect the drawdown? We will do what needs to be done, sir. To be very honest with you, in drawdown, I must tell you that as of today, not a single stock was down more than 10% in our complete basket, maximum for any customer. Am I right? So we are taking care of our drawdown. We are extremely careful in terms of selecting our stocks, because see, where would the drawdown would come from? The drawdown would come if you have happened to be in the wrong company at the wrong time. Am I right? And we are ensuring that you don't get into a wrong company. So sometimes what could happen, we may underperform. Why? Because we want to protect the drawdown. I hope you are getting it. If I chase higher returns, it also increases the probability of my higher drawdowns. So we do understand that this market is not going to be easy market. We have become extremely careful in terms of what stocks could come in the PMS strategy. And that's what we are doing, sir. But I understand, sir. So let me just see if are you Praful Gala, sir, for any chance? If that is so, I'm assuming that you are Praful Gala, sir. Let me just check your portfolio. In case if you are not, just वो कुछ उनका नाम अलग है तो बता देना फटाफट please. Praful Gala, sir, ये ना, okay. So, sir, your performance. Yes, your portfolio is positive, but underperform one portfolio, sir. And that, let me say the another portfolio also, sir. Again, the portfolio is positive, but underperform the BSE 500. And this is as of today, despite the market is volatile, I'm talking as of today. And what gives me satisfaction, sir, that in January 2024, when the markets are down the benchmark is down by 1.14%, sir, your portfolio is up by 2.36%. So we are seeing the trend in your portfolio where the things are now improving, and hence it's underperformed. Will it continue to underperform for a significant period of time? The answer is no. Dhananjay is saying, any idea when the stock of the week is going to be launched? Sir, I don't have any idea, to be very frank with you, but I'll definitely ask Karan. Karan will come back to you and will say what we can expect, when we can expect. Maybe when Mohit comes, you can also ask Mohit, because Mohit will be the final authority to decide when it can be done. What is the meaning of the stock of the month? It is observed the stock declared stock of the month as actually included in Mojo stock 2 or 3 months back. Why is that dealing declaring the same? So stock of the month is nothing but which stock that we believe has a higher potential to give returns to the investors. Now, Mojo stocks happens based on the IP. In the stock of the month, our research team will go further ahead, look at the management commentary, look at the business prospects, we will look at the future growth for that company, and then get convinced that yes, this company can do very well, and hence recommend as a stock of the month. So it's a more curated stock. Now your question that 2-3 महीने पहले आ गया था वो तो मोजो स्टॉक, तो अभी आज इसको क्यों स्टॉक ऑफ द मंथ बना रहे हो? Fair question, sir. We do need time. So when we select one stock of the month, we need to reject 5 to 6 mojo stocks from that, because they are all contenders. We need to remove one company by one by doing research on those companies to understand which company deserves to be the stock of the month. And that's why the stock of the month is a stock that we believe for that month is going to, which we are picking for that month, which we believe is going to perform extremely well going forward. That's what exactly what we do. Hi Sunil, can you please conduct webinar on retirement plan? Yes, Sandeep ji, we are going to do. I think I will requested Mohit also today. Either Mohit will do or I'll do. But my days are a little tight nowadays because we are putting some process in, so on and so forth, which is taking a lot of time and energy for me. But definitely we will do it, sir. Just give us some time. Samson, what is driving the market in the year so far? Poor results, poor commentary, global events, time corrections, etc. It will help you to, you can add a card depicting the expectation of results on the stock page. Sir, we don't, Sam Sundarji, we don't, so you have been very old user of MarketsMojo and you have been using this product. We don't have any future projections in our IP. What is driving the market? One is profit booking. Second thing, there is expectation that the commentary is not so great from some of the companies. That could be another reason. And global events are definitely because the world economy is going to slow down in 2024, and that's also playing a part in that. So these are the combination of factors that is till now market has performed little poorly. So this is, how do you say even if the BJP loses, market will go up? A coalition government with communist support and concerted combination of parties' economic policies are bound to change. Different parties will have different parties. Sir, your views, please. No, sir. I'm not saying that. I think you completely mistaken me. When I said market will eventually go up, even if the BJP loses, not for immediately after the election. In fact, on the contrary, if you go to my equity outlook presentation, I said market can fall as high as 20% also if BJP, but it will get recovered. That's what I'm trying to say. And over a period of 3 to 5 years, irrespective of which party is ruling, Indian market, purely because of its strong fundamentals, demographic dividends, so on and so forth, should do extremely well. You'll be surprised to know that one of the best performance that market has given during Manmohan Singh government time. And that time, they were communist. Am I right? They were Khichdi government. And yet, that government, in terms of stock market point of view, give one of the best returns. So don't, sometimes, something looks illogical on the face of it, but when you look at the data, it opens up your eyes, and there are other factors also which help market to do well. I'm not saying that the poor government will always help you to make great returns. I know, I'm not saying that. There are other factors also that will help market decide. Sometimes the strong government, see, if you look at this rally, which has been 90th in a row, every kind of year it's done extremely well. But the returns are hardly in the region of 11 to 12% or 12 to 13% from the market. It's not that Modi government, after Modi became a PM, Indian market have given a very abnormal returns. 12% return 1990 से भी दिया हो, तब तो 14-15% था. This Modi government 12-13% return. So you have to look everything in a contextually. That's what I'm trying to say. So sir, again I repeat for the benefit of everyone, I'm not saying if BJP loses general election, which we should don't lose, see less possibility. Assume that happens, market can correct by 20%. But market eventually recover that 20% decline and will make substantial gain over a period of 3 to 5 years. I hope that clarifies any doubts in case if it is any. One simple request, can't you make a subscribe built into PMS? You may take the subscription from PMS fees if it will work as a funnel for PMS as well. I'm sure personal portfolios are tedious and lot of work, so a lot of funds from personal portfolio will flow into. Sir, Samar sir, your advice is brilliant. I must admit that. The challenge is the regulator. I'll give you a classical example now. Since you have mentioned this, and don't let this question be remained on the screen right now. Today, one of our RM, the relationship manager, came to my cabin and said, sir, one NRI customer of PMS is not happy. बोला क्या हुआ उसको happy? His portfolio is making money, is outperforming, तो क्या हुआ उसको? सर आपने प्रॉफिट बुक कर लिया, फीस निकालने के मैं शेयर्स बेच दिया, आप शेयर्स मत बेचाओ, हम आपको फीस ऊपर से दे देंगे. I told him this is not allowed in the PMS. The fees has to come from the portfolio. If at all you want to put money, you put as a considered additional investment. But that will not, we cannot take money from you, otherwise your returns will look always good, because that will be not adjusted for the fees, am I right? So the same way, I can't take Mojo subscription in PMS fees. The SEBI guidelines says very clearly we can't do that. Okay, and hence I can't build into that the PMS. There are two approaches, and you are right, absolutely right. Okay, do it yourself is tedious. People don't realize that. Then there is a question of human emotions coming in. Then there is a question of stock selection and allocation. People don't make money not because they did not get the right company. Either they've invested but got out too late or too early, or the allocation to that stock has been very, very poor, and that resulted into a poor returns. So there are a lot of challenges. That's why we keep saying that, if you go to the professional advisor, and especially time when 2024 is going to be a little challenging year, you would see that difference between a professional advisor or a manager versus the individual. That's where the cheese and the cake would be clear-cutly visible. But I wish I could take subscription built into PMS fees, sir. वो possible नहीं है from the regulatory point of view. There's one more thing. The SEBI guidelines say that how much expenses I can charge to you in the PMS. That normal, not my performance fees or the fixed fees, but this one. And there's a cap to that. I cannot exceed that also. The moment I take out as a subscription fees, then there will be another challenge, that how do I meet those threshold in terms of expense. Durang Ganawar, sir, if I have pronounced your surname, please pardon. Time and again you have advised not to time the market. But under given situation, shall we wait some time for investing? No, sir, no. Again, I repeat, if you are already invested in equity, look at your stocks that you are holding. If required, reshuffle it. If you want to put additional money, very simple. You divide into equal installment of one third over a period of 60 days. And that's how you should do that. Do not try to time the market. And this is irrespective of what happens to the market. I am not saying that you should basically, depending on the market, you should do that. Once you decide a date, then irrespective of what happens to that day, you are going to invest the money. Again, I repeat, market trajectory is extremely good for 3 to 5 years. Yes, 2024 could be a little challenging. And rightly so, because it's going to make a nice foundation for the next bull run. And hence, do not miss out on that. My point is this. If you try to time the market, when the markets are down, you will not have a guts to put in. And then when market will just keep rising, you will wait for the correction. The correction will never happen, and you'll eventually will lose out big way. Raghavendra says, how discounted cash flow to be applied after decalculated DCF also is becoming very difficult. Sir, I don't know which context you are asking me, sir. I would not be able to respond unless I get the context to it, basically. We don't use DCF in our IP for the very simple reason, discounted cash flow. You need to project what kind of profit this company will make, and based on that you decide what kind of cash flow will happen, and so on and so forth. We don't have any projections in our system, so I don't know in which context you are asking. But I must clarify, in case if you understand that we use DCF in our model, we don't do that. So I hope, but if you have very specific question, please write your question. I'll be more than happy to answer. Umakant, what happened to this finger? So what has happened? We went out for a dinner to Robert the other day with family, and while closing the door, my finger came in between the car door, and it hurt me very badly. The finger and this one, if you can see, there is something here. This has happened, And your health, yes, you should be concerned about my health, but don't think that your future is depending on my health, sir. We have a very strong, robust IP. We have a strong leadership team. We have a strong technology team. Irrespective of what happens to Sunil Damania, your wealth creation journey is not going to stop. So rest assured that is there. But that's the reason. So I'm going to visit now because almost, I think 20th December, I still recollect that day, this incident happened to me in the night. Of course, they gave me, hotel gave me a lot of ice and other things. But still seems to be blood, seems to have this one. So I need to, now I've been advised, my family members, okay, now at least consult a doctor and just figure it out whether you did some treatment or it's going to happen naturally. So I need to go and visit a doctor. Let's see when it happens. Davis is asking, I have a portfolio 7.5 lakhs and want to change to PMS. Is it possible? No, sir. I wish I could take you on board. But the SEBI guideline says any customer you wish to take on board under PMS service should have minimum portfolio or the cash investment of 50 lakhs, sir, 50. So my request would be, sir, please use our model portfolio till such time you have 50 lakhs corpus. Jayant is saying, I have been attending like your analysis on the markets. Could you please comment on travel sector outlook for the next 1 year time frame? So Jayantji, I think the travel sector looks extremely promising. I must tell you, and I've been traveling, just to get a pulse of what's happening at the ground level in various parts of the country. I think this, what has happened to the Ayodhya, and I'm talking about the religious pilgrimage. That's what is going to happen. I think it's going to transform this country in terms of tourism very, very differently. In fact, over a lunch, I was discussing with one of our team members, and I was saying, today Ayodhya may not have an international connection, but I would not be ruled out. There could be chartered flights from other parts of the world, of course NRIs, would come to Ayodhya and stay. So I think and Modi has made a very nice statement that if you wish to do destination wedding, don't go outside India. Please do it. I'll give you a very classical example. So, last month or one before last, I was in Indore and I was staying in Marriott. Okay. I stayed there for 4 nights and 5 days. And during that period, back to back, there was a destination wedding there. जिस दिन गया उसके नेक्स्ट दिन जो रहते वो पार्टी चलेगी, दूसरी शादी वाले आ गए. उसके 2 दिन के बाद दूसरे वाले आ गए. By the time I could check out, third marriage party. So I think that is also played very significant role. Okay. Other day I was in Udaipur, and there is a place called Jagat Mandir. I don't know how many people are aware about that in the Pichula Lake. And there was a destination wedding happening there also. So I think destination wedding, that's another reason why tourism would do well. So one is the pilgrimage. Second thing, the destination wedding will take place within India, so that will boost that. Number 3, the complete infrastructure has been improving very significantly. And whenever there is a country which has a better infrastructure, the tourism always plays there, because ultimately you want to have a pleasant experience. Now, if you are going to spend many hours in an unpleasant manner while going from place A to place B, you are not going to do that. You will say, nahi karna hai, kahin bahar ka chale jate, we will go outside India and so on and so forth. So I think tourism will do extremely well. Having said that, be conscious of the fact that which company you are getting into. I strongly believe some of the hotel companies are commanding a very rich valuations. A lot of good things are there in the price, and hence you believe that they are going to give all good things are in the price. So from that level, can they outperform? The answer looks extremely low. So tourism looks extremely good. बोलते हैं ना, इकोनॉमी अच्छा करेगा लेकिन स्टॉक में अच्छा करेगा क्या नहीं वो पता नहीं. That's something like this. The sector will do extremely well, but will all companies within the sector will do well? Answer is clearly no. Yes, sir. Bala saying, thanks for your introduction of what's happening in the market due to Bitcoin. We keep hearing from many instances outside the IT industry in India and few also globally. Do you say singular impact only on IT industry or beyond that too also? So I think, sir, ultimately IT employees are also driver of some of the real estate, automobile sales, going out and eating in a fancy restaurants and so on and so forth. They are also the one who is going to tour from place A to place B. Now, when there is a downsizing in the IT industry, it is a collateral damage. Collateral damage to real estate, collateral damage to vehicle sales, collateral damage to some of the restaurant, high-end restaurants, tourism and so on and so forth. So impact is always there. So now we need to see whether the impact is 5%, 10%, 15%. That's something is a matter of debate. But definitely there will be an impact, sir. No doubt about it. Even government tax collection can take beating if the IT employees they don't see some of a growth or some of them been asked to go. There could be impact on indirect taxes because your consumption goes down because of that. So there are a lot of direct and indirect impact on the downsizing in the IT sector. Remember, if you listen to the commentary also from the IT sector, people are saying that outlook looks little hazy. There is no clarity of thoughts in terms of what kind of, because one thing is very clear cut. What is not going to give you returns immediately, those products are going to go on a back burner till the clarity comes on the economy side. Which are critical will continue to perform well. But should you expect any price appreciation? That means the price you charge to the customers, will there be improvement there? The answer looks extremely low. So I think the IT companies will have to improve their margin by bringing in more cost efficiency in the system to expand the margin. So top line as well as the bottom line going forward will not be easy. And I think the real picture, because people are on a leave because of Christmas, and those companies, I'm talking about the US and the Europe, they have come back from the Christmas. Now they will reassess what kind of IT budgets that we need to allocate. And hence the clear picture will come post March numbers for the IT companies, what kind of numbers and what kind of growth they are expecting. My sense is that since global economy is going to slow down, IT spending will slow down. Of course, certain pockets like AI and so on and so forth, they can keep growing. That's a different story. But I think overall looks little difficult. And if that is the case, I think there will be a collateral damage to many other sectors. I personally believe even real estate looks little heated at this point of time. And my sense is that we need to be a little careful in terms of, I keep saying that if you're using for self-consumption, please go ahead. Nothing to beat about it. Or if you're looking at some of the micro markets like Ayodhya and so on and so forth, that's a different story. But overall, I think real estate looks little out of this. And if the equity market for some reason corrects, the real estate market should also correct. Why? Because the money people make in equity market normally tends to go to the real estate. And if that's equity market not doing well, that flow will stop to this one. In fact, I was looking at some data analysis I was doing with Oberoi. So Oberoi, what it does is that it gives the data on what kind of what we call real estate they got it from project to project. And I heads off to them because that's the only real estate company give that such kind of a granularity of data. So I'll just showcase you what I want to ask you, tell you that today only I saw that. I thought let me just results in business updates. Okay, investor presentation. Okay, just give me. Let me just go to the link so that you don't waste your time. And quarter 3. Okay, quarter 3 investor presentation. Okay, so let me go to that. Just can you now showcase my, can you see my, this one? आप दिखा सकते हो क्या? Okay, this is a presentation I'm saying. So there is a one project called Eternia of Oberoi. In Q2 FY 2024, their average realization per square was 30,363, which came down to 29,757. So that has come down. It's not gone up. Now let's go Enigma. There's another project. Okay. 29,220, it's gone up to 29,571. So it has gone up a little bit. Let's go to Sky City, that is in Porivali, okay, which is a suburb. 32,817 came down to 32,018. So the point I wish to say is that real estate anyway seeing some amount of impact because of the IT sector. And I think this will get further accentuated in the months to come. Mohit was saying, Banagaria said, Mohit was saying that this year it is time to buy and buy good quality stocks. If that's so, whatever we should not buy hidden turnaround and momentum stocks. No. Okay, that's not the way. So what you should do, it was a very good question that you ask. What you can do, you can put hidden turnarounds and momentum stocks. You allocate maybe 20% of the total equity exposure. Balance you can put in a quality 80%. That's how you should put at it. If then the market picks up momentum, you can increase from 20 to 30 or 40% to this one. And that's how you should keep balancing. It's like you changing your gear based on the speed of the car. Am I right? The logic that you apply for car driving, the same logic you should apply right now. And Mohit is absolutely right that this year you should focus on nothing but quality at the fair price. And if you apply that, I think you should find. In fact, today was discussing someone about Pidilite Industries. Now, this is the same company which people say could do nothing can go wrong with that company. Am I right? In terms of the returns and kind of strong product and so on and so forth. And when I was discussing it, then I'll tell him that, it may be a great quality company, but आपको पैसा नहीं मिलता फायदा क्या? And look at this data. Can you just showcase? In last 1 year, it's up by only 5%. In 2 years period, Pidilite is down by 6% versus the benchmark is up by 19%. Sensex is up by 19%. In 3 years also, 45.40 versus 43.97. And 4 years also, 74 versus 70. It's not that it has did extremely good. So remember, when I say quality company, please just quality company. But at the fair price. पैसा नहीं बना तो फायदा क्या? Quality को क्या करोगे आप? So quality at the fair price. And yes, please put 20% of your total equity to turnaround and momentum. Jyotin is asking, if I have 2 accounts, can we keep 2025 company in both accounts? No, sir, the 2025 का जो logic है is not because of, आपके 50 company हो जाएगी. How would you keep a track of that companies? It's practically not possible. Number one. Number two, you look at your portfolio on a consolidated basis. Am I right? अभी वो 50 कंपनी का पोर्टफोलियो बन जाएगा तो in a consolidated level you will not see much of a returns, And Warren Buffett has said that too much diversity is a sign of ignorance because you don't know which company is going to do well. That's why you're over diversifying just to play safe. So no, sir. My advice would be same. You define as a overall, like suppose your husband and wife. दोनों का कंबाइन करके 20-25 स्टॉक का ही बनाओ रखो ना सर. वो 50 स्टॉक का करके क्या आप कैसे ट्रेक करोगे उसका? एंड इवेंचुअली एज ए फैमिली यू वुड नॉट मेक मनी. सर फायदा क्या? एक पोर्टफोलियो ऊपर गया, एक पोर्टफोलियो नीचे गया, ओवरऑल तो पैसा बना नहीं आपका, तो फायदा क्या उसका? Badrinayan said, dear sir, regarding drawdown, IP needs to be improved. I'm suggesting it since long but no action. Just take risk for Share India. Actually, IP shows that more than value. It is not corrected. Sir, are you looking? No, I'm not very. Just check for Share India. Is that okay? Is that no? No. What are you saying? Sir, if I'm just on Share India page and you are saying. And whom did you inform that it's not corrected? So I'm a little concerned about that. Whom did you inform actually about this? So anyway, but in answer your point taken, I think I'll speak to my team. Okay, ये Karan को please forward कर दीजिए because Karan takes care of this, but we'll get it corrected in case there is a mistake, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Prince Chawla is saying who and how to take care of taxes in PMS, capital gain. So, sir, at the end of every quarter, we will give you quarterly capital gain statement, and at the end of the year, auditor, the chartered accountant certified capital gain tax would be made to you. And based on your, not only on PMS, but other buying and selling also you would have. And based on that, you need to decide how much tax you need to pay and how to take care of taxes. I think you have to take care of from your other source of income, because PMS is not going to dilute that portfolio to create liquidity to pay taxes. It's not going to happen that way. You will have to take care of from your other source of income to pay tax towards that. Veli Chetty, dear Sunil sir, good evening. When are we producing money request? It is showing all good stock with less number. In the state of, it is possible that weak stocks totally for that. Sir, I am not very clear what when we are reducing money request, it is showing all good stock with less number. Instead of that, is it possible to weak stock totally for that account? Sir, if you ask, I think if you understood your question correctly, in PMS or in model portfolio, if you are asking us to reduce investment, am I right? The withdrawal. You are saying we are reducing proportionately. Is that what your question is? In sense, you are saying instead of reducing number proportionately, you remove from the weak stocks. That's what your question is. Am I right? If that's the question, I think, sir, when we did the back testing, we realized that because we need to look at the number of stocks in the portfolio. We need to look at the market cap allocations. We need to look at the sector allocation. If we remove weak stocks, number of stocks get reduced. If you reduce one particular sector can have higher market cap, high exposure, or one particular market cap and higher sector. So to make it a balanced portfolio, we are doing proportionately. I hope that was your question. I hope that answers your question. Anupam is saying, Sunil sir, understand SEBI firm on FPI ownership down on almost 2.6 lakh crore asset investment on high risk foreign funds that must make additional disclosure. FPI holding more than 50% Indian equity in single group. And those holding more than 25,000 equity in the Indian market must adhere to the new norms. What is your take on this? How does this issue get addressed? So, Anupamji, I think this kind of issues have come time and again. Is this going to impact the market significantly over a longer period of time? The answer is no. We have seen this incidents happening in the past. We will see this incident happening in the future also. Don't get too much put about it. In fact, if you ask me, in the month of April and May, no one will be even bother to remember this event also. So don't worry about it. I think FPI holding more than 50% Indian equity even single group. And I don't know. I don't know what exactly that question is, because total overall holding of FPI would be in India would be 20% total holding. So, I don't know what exactly you are referring here. I'm getting little missed out on this. Vikram Singh is saying, my 20 lakh portfolio has become 50 stocks, although all are strong buys. What is the best way to trim it? Please guide. Very simple, sir. आपको एक थ्रेशोल्ड लगा देना है, कितना पैसा बन गया उस स्टॉक से मैं निकल जाऊंगा. Whether it's a buy or strong buy. And that threshold you need to decide. I'm not going to decide. And keep following that this one. What would happen if 50, 100 भी बन जाएगा फिर? And 100 will become 200 also. फिर तकलीफ हो जाएगी आपको. And hence keep exiting from those stocks and reinvest that proceed in the same the 20-25 stocks. That's the way you should look at it. Never allow to become 50 stocks. Sir, 50 stocks में क्या होगा सर? Despite the strong buy, okay, sir, आपका ओवरऑल पैसा नहीं बनेगा. Not necessarily all strong buys will perform very well, ना? वो भी एक तकलीफ है, sir. And I doubt, sir, that we have 50 stocks as a strong buy in our system as we speak of the Mojo stock. Of course, there will be more strong buy, but not Mojo stock, which are all strong buy. Because आज की तारीख में Mojo stocks कितने हमारे सिस्टम में? देखो मैं आपको बोलता हूँ. हमारे सिस्टम में टोटल Mojo stocks है 24 लार्ज कैप में है हमारे पास 24, मिड कैप में 21.45 और स्मॉल कैप में है 4.49. सभी तो स्ट्रॉन्ग बाय है नहीं सर, कोई बाय है स्ट्रॉन्ग बाय ऐसे है. सो आई डोंट थिंक तो यू फर्स्ट यू रिस्ट्रिक्ट टू मोजो स्टॉक आउट ऑफ दैट स्ट्रॉन्ग बाय, एंड देन प्री डिसाइड व्हाट इज ए प्रॉफिट लेवल यू आर कंफर्टेड, बुक लॉक इन द प्रॉफिट्स. फिर वो स्क्रिप ऊपर जाके ये डजंट मैटर, समटाइम्स विल गो राइट, समटाइम्स विल गो रॉन्ग, बट सो बी इट. So from 50 strong buy, move to the Mojo stocks first. That's the first thing you should do that. Anand Kumar saying every time SAF will happen in last 2 years, you mentioned that I've invested today. What about today? Did you invest? Can we have a flash message for model portfolio payments used on such a day to invest like WhatsApp message Mojo? That's a brilliant question, I think. So did I invest today? The answer is no, sir. It's not that because I expect market to fall further or I have certain views. Unfortunately, today आज मैं market देख ही नहीं पाया. Very honest with you, because in the morning I had a meeting with Mohit and Joyson, which went on till 12. Then proposed that I had another meeting with, because I was away for a couple of days. I was traveling, so वो हुआ नहीं. Then there was some issues with our peak margin with the HDFC, and I need to get into that operational part. And then I was catching up on the other con calls of the company, and then we had another meeting on the InfinHub IP, and which I got into that, and then again I had to, our investment committee meeting has to take place for new stocks coming and coming. In fact, you'll be surprised that this PPT was not done by me. In fact, I had to ask my analyst to basically make this. At the last 5 minutes I've given to look at this. Of course, I told him what I want in my PPT, but this is what I've done. So unfortunately, will I invest in this market? The answer is yes, no doubt about it. And of course, we will flash this message as and when we believe that it's a good opportunity. We did that in Feb 2022 to all our customers. 2023 to all our investors. We'll again tell you in October also in 2023. We requested with folded hands कि भाई पैसा डाल दो, मार्केट अच्छा चलने वाला है. Not many people did that, but those who did it, this one again will flash it, sir. And remember, sir, I keep coming in front of you almost every day. When I say almost every day, matlab every day, but almost every day I come, and I'll tell you that which is the day to invest in. And I'll also invest in the equity market. It's not that I'm not going to invest. Sir, पैसा भी तो होना चाहिए. मेरे पास इतना liquidity भी नहीं है, और अभी month end चल रहा है, तो पैसा ऐसे भी नहीं है. But anyway, if I have the money, I'll definitely invest in the market. So I think Amir is saying that was the last question for the day, and we have already crossed our time limit. So thanks a lot everyone for taking time out. Yes, market has corrected. It can further go down. I'm not saying that it will bounce back tomorrow, but it is giving you a good opportunity to make and construct a nice portfolio. 2024 is a year to create wealth in the years to come. It's laying a strong foundation for the Indian economy. This kind of a 2% decline in base fund will keep happening. 2023 में कम हुआ होगा, 2024 से ज़्यादा हो सकता है, लेकिन होगा जरूर. Do not make volatility as your friend. Do not get deterred. Remain calm and composed. Do not try to time the market. If at all you wish to time the market, divide into equal installments or 3 equal installments. But please do not. And once you decide the starting date, you should have defined the installment date and the end date also. And irrespective of market, you will keep investing on those days and create wealth for the long term. With this, thanks a lot. For Thursday, I'm in front of our PMS customers with the equity outlook, the market outlook, sorry. And on Fridays, anyway, pre-public day holiday, so I will not be there. But again, I'll come back with you on next Tuesday with Q&A. Thanks a lot. Good night.